Ballyhoo, my ballyhoo, the Passion Project continues. My name is Remedy Robinson, and this is an appreciation. This is an exploration of linguistics, language, and boy did that turn dark, as framed by the peerless poetry of the modern day master, Elvis Costello. Today's slow drag is with The Difference from The Boy Named If, released in 2023. The songwriting is credited to Elvis Costello. Among the many superlatives I bandy about with regard to Mr. Costello and his utter genius, all of which are accurate, if not understated, it occurs to me that I've yet to use the word sophisticated in any of my slow drags. Until now, that is. The Difference is an elegant and sophisticated piece that echoes the absurdist fiction of Samuel Beckett. As with Beckett's Waiting for Godot, both pieces are told in 2 acts, and much like the word Godot, the word difference contains an unmistakable loftiness to it, a clue of sorts. Unlike Godot, however, which is arguably a stand-in for the word God, the true nature of the difference remains pleasingly slippery, just outside of our reach. I pulled a petal from the flower to tell just where my fortune fell, about a boy beyond my caution before I lay beneath his spell. Thus the first act has begun. 2 lines of 16 syllables each. This could be considered an octameter. An octameter, as I've just learned, is a line of verse that contains 16 syllables or 8 metrical feet. And, to bolster my sophisticated claim, it is one of the less common patterns in English language verse. Contained within the meter is a seemingly sweet act of he loves me not, just before the double entendre doubles back on itself, positioning lay beneath on a silver poetic pillow. I say he loves me because I suspect the narrator to be a woman, a clever device Mr. Costello uses from time to time, notably in Don't Look Now from the Grammy Award-winning Look Now. I feel this is an important point given how many quote marks are used in this amazing piece. And he said, do you by chance know wrong from right? Do you know what turns pleasure to plight? If you trust me, I know it may seem strange, I'll show you the way down into the underworld. This, of course, is a slow drag with Mr. Costello's lyrics, and I've really no business commenting on the music itself, but in this instance, I feel I must make an exception, as Pete Thomas's strategic little exclamation after words such as trust me and strange are simply spine-tingling. Perhaps this is called a chorus as it does repeat, but I'm looking at it as Act 1, Scene 1 after the octameter prelude. Our narrator is repeating what someone else has said. The last 2 lines are noteworthy as they will shift in subsequent retelling. Repetition in songs is normal and expected, I suppose. Mr. Costello's repetition in this instance, however, is charming, and here's the word again, sophisticated, when he adds the appositive by chance. Do you by chance know wrong from right? This creates a strong hint of refinement and innocence that might help mask how someone is in actuality preying upon someone else. Do you know wrong from right? Do you know what turns pleasure into something very difficult? These are sincere questions with sinister overtones. Side note, I've just now realized overtones and undertones mean virtually the same thing. I did just what he asked me to, lifted my skirt to show him my shoe, upon a reel of the finest fiddlehead, light as the dancer round Milady's bed. The steps came faster at his insistence, till he showed me all about the difference. Just when you think it's going to get salacious, Mr. Costello slows the tempo by evoking a prudish costume drama instead. Words such as fiddlehead and Milady help cement in time the second scene of Act One. Well, I say fiddlehead sounds dated, but that was just my guess until I looked it up. Native to North America, a fiddlehead is a fern of sorts, an amazing looking spiral green plant thingy that seems as if it's edible. I'm not sure what a reel of the finest fiddlehead is exactly, but I do admire how the name of a dance is inserted just before the mention of a dance. As with architecture, Mr. Costello seems to hone in on astounding visuals. And I came across a quick YouTube video called Fiddlehead Reel that I highly recommend. It tracks the life cycle of a fiddlehead, $16 a pound, while a man named Bill Spence, well, fiddles. But let's remember what we've come here for. The intentionally chase-sounding dance takes place around a bed, turning sultry and frenetic, something far more sexual than could have been guessed at when the scene started. And then they reach the absurd climax, punctuated by a word we cannot affix a pragmatic definition to, being shown the difference. Either way, it certainly is an absurd imponderable, and after all that action, that's the end of Act One. It's not about the things I promised. It's not about the vow we broke. If I am faithless or dishonest, it's just the gaze that you provoke. This second act starts the same as the first, with 2 lines of 16 syllables each, only this time the words are in quotes. This is not said by the person picking petals. I'm fascinated by the lack of culpability, the projection going on in this short span of time. First, dismissing what is presumably a broken promise, then assigning the blame of a broken vow to both parties. By definition, there is usually only one person who can break a vow, unless both parties are guilty. But then that would be the vows, plural, that were broken. This assertion is staggering in its hubris. The simpering projection continues with an if statement, blaming it on what I interpret as the male gaze. The male gaze is described as a way of portraying and looking at women that empowers men while sexualizing and diminishing women. All this action has taken place in 32 syllables. Mr. Costello's sophisticated use of word economy is on full display. And he said, do you know, do you by chance know wrong from right? Do you know what turns pleasure to plight? If you kiss me, at first it may seem strange, I'll show you the way into another world. This chorus, or the first scene of the second act after the introduction, repeats verbatim what was said in the first act, save for the last 2 lines, where it was, if you trust me, I know it may seem strange, is now, if you kiss me, at first it may seem strange, and I'll show you the way down into the underworld is now, I'll show you the way into another world. I'm not sure what the difference between these two places are, honestly, and I'd rather not use words like grooming or conditioning, but sometimes you just can't look away, especially as we shall find out. My father shamed me just like you, buried my name in a glass or two, till he came to me in his darkest house. He mistook me, took me for his spouse, and my cries for a woman in the distance. So I took this knife to show him the difference. It's not projection this time, but lame justification, as if being drunk is somehow an excuse. This confession, if that's what it is set down in an A-B rhyme structure, just like its Act 1 counterpart. It is vivid without needing more words to explain a truly horrible situation. The word mistook does so much heavy lifting. Taking her after mistaking her for his wife, lyrical, brilliant, and heartbreaking. The woman in the distance particularly intrigues me. At first glance, it could be referencing a mother or a stepmother, but I reckon this could be a bit of disassociation, which would make it all the more psychological and messed up. Again, we're left to sort out the pragmatics of the word difference. Thus concludes the two-act play itself, prelude, first scene and second scene performed in both acts. The only business left to attend to is the denouement, the part where everything comes together. Till he came to me in his darkest house. He mistook me, took me for his spouse, and my cries for the woman in the distance. So I used this knife to show him the difference. Just another good reason to do a slow drag with Mr. Costello's brilliant work. Did you notice? I confess it didn't register with me until now. The last line of the play spoke about how I took this knife to show him the difference, with Pete Thomas's beautiful exclamation on the word knife. Here in the denouement, the action is finalized, so I used this knife to show him the difference. This nearly undefinable word is used 3 times throughout this piece, till he showed me all about the difference. So I took this knife to show him the difference, and so I used this knife to show him the difference. The dual meaning of penetration and life and death is beyond clever, beyond other words that could have ever taken its place. Dig it. Again, this has been a slow drag with The Difference from 2023's The Boy Named If. My word, this piece is haunting. I hope you agree that the word sophisticated is not an overstatement. The structure, the rhyme, the allegory, the imagery, the restraint it must have taken to tell this harrowing story concisely, all simply remarkable. And bonus, in true Mr. Costello fashion, the cognitive dissonance, a la The Other Side of Summer, provides the listener of choice of how we'd like to approach how we react to this piece on a visceral level. Other precious gems from The Boy Named If you'll enjoy a slow drag with are his magnum opus. That's a slow drag with My Most Beautiful Mistake, a piece I continue to truly be besotted by. Interestingly, both The Difference and My Most Beautiful Mistake use the word faithless. This is noteworthy because it is truly a rare occurrence to find the same low-frequency word in 2 places on one album. And episode 118, A Masquerade of Dignity, that's a slow drag with The Man You Love to Hate. that's it for today's slow drag, my friend. Thank you for listening. I'll be back soon with another slow drag, so please follow the show on Spotify, Apple Music, and ad-free on Amazon Music. The podcast is ad-free on all these platforms. It's a passion project after all. It's just fun to say. So please follow the show wherever you listen so you won't miss an episode. And please spread the word about this niche podcast to anyone you think might enjoy it as well. Now, you can find me on social media by searching my name, Remedy Robinson, or the name of my podcast, Slow Drag with Remedy. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And as a reminder, as I continue writing my second novel, The Macron and the Breve, I've placed the audiobook version of my first novel, The Most Terrible Time in My Life Ends Thursday, on YouTube. Please follow the link provided if you'd like to listen for free. And when you do, please go to Amazon, buy the Kindle or paperback version, and leave it a 5-star review. And as always, thank you for helping to get the word out about this little passion project. Truly, it means the world. So, until next time, adieu, my little ballyhoo. Slow drag with Remedy.